Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And we're back. Right now we're going through the starting lineup for the Fountain Hills Falcons. We got number 1, Savion Boone. Number 2, Anthony Casson. Number 4, Dylan Shipman. Number 5, Zane Balzerini. Number 7, Merrick Collins. Number 8, Nico Cini. Number 9, Javier Sanchez. Number 10, Finn Hudoba. Number 14, Nate Ball. Number 17, Zach Munzinger. And lastly, number 19, Hunter McLoon. And we're now going to have the gentleman Griffin starting lineup as well.
Forward, number 12, senior, J.R. Valenzuela.
Got number 12, J.R. Valenzuela.
The junior, number 11, Silas McRoy.
Number 11, Silas McRoy.
Midfielder, junior, number 7, Joe Siskovic Debo.
Number 7, Joe Sensikovich-Gibo.
The outside back, junior, number 9, Grant Wright.
Number 9, Grant Wright.
Junior, midfielder, number 4, Jason Butterworth.
We've also got number 4, Jason Butterworth.
Number 1, Sammy Squires.
Number 1, Sam Squires.
Goalie, sophomore, number 18, Joe Ferris.
Number 18, Joe Ferris.
Going forward, the freshman, number 15, Caden Nichols.
Number 15, Caden Nichols.
Freshman center back, number 5, Jake Siskovic Devo.
Number 5, Jake Sensikovich-Gibo.
The midfielder, freshman, number 3, Hudson McDonald.
Number 3, Hudson McDonald. And let's not omit number 8, Tyler Page, who I believe was skipped in the other announcement. So those are our starting 11 on the GP Griffin side. It's currently 6:03. The temperature is still 76 degrees Fahrenheit, but we do have the wind kicking up, and the sun is starting to set behind the Superstition Mountains, which means this should get a lot cooler quicker. Teams moving on to the pitch now. And it looks like the Falcons of Fountain Hills currently have a 3-9 conference record and a 3-5 region record. Looks like this is their last game of the regular season as well. Last game of their regular season. The Gentlemen Griffins will still have a few more games, but this is their last home game. There's Joe Sensikovich-Gibo sending the ball down the line. But that's stopped by Nate Ball on the Falcons side. Out of bounds. Tyler Page throwing in for GP. Looking for Squires. Squires facing some pressure. And it looks like that will be a Fountain Hills throw-in. Big throw. It's cleared out by Jake Sensikovich-Gibo. Number 8, Nico Cini, trying to get it, but it ends up with number 4, Jason Butterworth of the Griffins. Joe Sensikovich-Gibo back to Page. Over to Jake Sensikovich-Gibo. And that pass ends up with number 1, Savion Boone. All the way up to number 17. Shot on goal, saved by Joe Ferris. That was number 17, Zach Munzinger of the Falcons. And Ferris to punt. Long kick. Ends up with number 2, Anthony Casson. Joe Sensikovich-Gibo fighting for that one. Support by Butterworth. And here's Butterworth again. Toe-to-toe. And number 10, Finn Hudoba looking for an entrance. Mac Cassini. And a long attempt. Ferris scoops that one up with no difficulty. And Ferris kicks. Looking for Butterworth. Deflected off of Butterworth. Here's Nichols pushing his way through. Number 14, Nate Ball. Butterworth trying to get his head on it. Number 8, Nico Cini gets his head on it. Hudson Mcdonald with the pressure. Boone on the edge. And it's forced out of bounds. Looks like a blue throw here for the Griffins. Grant Wright to throw. And Wright looking for his man. Looks like we've got a cleat that needs tying. Sent out of bounds by Boone. Cini. And Jake Sensikovich-Gibo gets his chest on it. Butterworth to Joe Sensikovich-Gibo. All the way up to Sam Squires out on the wing. Sam Squires advancing to Caden Nichols. Some sort of call on the play, perhaps an offsides. And I suspect that Nichols is getting slapped with an offsides there. And the Fountain Hills keeper advances all the way out of the box to take this free kick for the Falcons. That looks to be, who we got here? Zane Balzerini seems to be representing Fountain Hills in the box. Deflected off of Tyler Page, out of bounds. Fountain Hills to throw. And some danger in the box here. Ferris deflected out with his butt. Fantastic. And Caden Nichols chasing down the ball. And he appears to have his foot on it. Here he goes. Shot on goal. Saved by the keeper. Balzerini. He's got it. And another. Oh, and he gets his mitts on that one. He almost lost it there. Unbelievable. Hudson Mcdonald putting the pressure on number 9. That's Javier Sanchez. Correction. Yeah, nope, that's number 9. Out of bounds. White throw. Fountain Hills. Off the head of Boone. Joe Sensikovich-Gibo going against Merrick Collins. Munzinger. Munzinger looking for, I want to say, Hunter Mickaloon. Yeah, number 19, but sent out by GP defense. And big collision between Nichols and call on the play. And looks like this one will be awarded to GP. Tyler Page to kick. And Page looking for Butterworth. Cini. Back to Jake Sensakovic-Gibo. Butterworth with the pressure. Fighting against Cini. Cini goes down. And Page chasing after that one. Lets it go out of bounds for the throw-in. Throw in to Joe Sensakovic-Gibo. Big pass, hoping for Nichols. Deflected out by Fountain Hills. Looks like Squires to throw in. Finds Nichols. Defensive pressure. And Squires trying to chase that ball down. He's going up against, I honestly can't see. Want to say perhaps Anthony Casson, number 2 on the Fountain Hill side. Squires. Over to Butterworth. And number 19 puts his head on it. That's Hunter Mickaloon. Big run here. Thwarted by Butterworth and Joe Sensakovic-Gibo. Sensakovic-Gibo moving to the wing. Pushing against number 8, Nico Cini, forced out of bounds. Grant Wright to throw in for the Glendale Prep Griffins. And number 12, J.R. Valenzuela. GP sole senior rushing in, putting the pressure on the keeper. Jake Sensakovic-Gibo. And Hunter Mickaloon is thwarted. Good kick there by 11, Silas McRoy. Pressure by JR. Goes up to Boone. Boone to Munzinger. Munzinger, attempt on goal, far wide. Sensakovic-Gibo looking for McDonald, ends up with Boone. McRoy has it. Butterworth. Butterworth up to J.R. Valenzuela. Pushed by number 9, Javier Sanchez. Number 2, Anthony Casson, trying to outmaneuver GP midfield. Boone. Over to Collins. Casson again. Looks like that could have been Cini, perhaps Sanchez. Yes, Cini. Squires. Fancy footwork. Can't manage to get around Hunter Mickaloon, who tries to pass to Boone, but Boone cannot keep it in bounds. GP throw. And Grant Wright throwing in for the Griffs. Right to Butterworth. Chips it up to J.R. Valenzuela. Here's J.R. Over to Butterworth. Butterworth to Nichols. And Nichols blunders. Wright with the chest. Looking for Hudson Mcdonald. Merrick Collins picks that one up. Boone. Right to the head of Silas McRoy. To the head of Collins. Some sort of flag on the play. Perhaps a handball. In any case, the ruling is in favor of GP. Looks like Jake Sensakovic-Gibo will take the free kick. Up to Wright. Wright intercepted by Collins. Tyler Page. Page looking for Nichols. Nichols going against Collins. He finds JR. Valenzuela straight through. Nichols cannot get to that one in time. Looks like Dylan Shipman perhaps. No, correction. Number 9, Javier Sanchez, representing the Falcons. Hudson Mcdonald. And Boone putting the pressure on him, but he still got it. Oh, and he sends Sanchez to the ground. Corner kick for the Griffins here. Number 1, Sam Squires, looking to score here. GP offense crowding the box. And right into the hands of keeper Zane Balzerini. Over to Boone. Pressure from Butterworth and McDonald. McDonald picks it up. Boone blunders. And missed pass to Joe Sensikovich-Gibo. Cleared downfield. And here's number 17. And, just barely wide. That was Zach Munzinger with a barely wide shot. It would have probably deflected off the... Well, it would have deflected off the post, but it's still an opportunity. So, out of bounds. Here's Butterworth. Up to Hudson Mcdonald. Butterworth again. Pressure by Munzinger. Boone intercepts that attempted pass to McDonald, but Butterworth back with a vengeance. And again... some sort of call. And it looks like that call is in favor of the Glendale Prep Griffins. Butterworth here likely to take the free kick as the rest of the GP team moves downfield. Boone. JR. Ends up with Finn Hudoba. Tyler Page is on defense. Jake Sensikovich-Gibo. Attempted pass to J.R. Valenzuela. Hudson Mcdonald tries to pick it up. Nico Cini clears it downfield. Sanchez. Sanchez to Boone. Butterworth is there. Collins clears it out. It'll be a blue throw. Correction. Looks like a Fountain Hills throw. Number 1, Savion Boone throwing in for the Falcons. And he finds the head of Finn Hudoba. But GP defense clears that out of the box. Sanchez moves downfield, but his shot on goal attempt is deflected off a GP player. Looks like Nate Ball over there in the defensive wing. Send it to Cini. Cini's looking for Boone. Hudson Mcdonald coming in. Silas McRoy up to J.R. Valenzuela. Valenzuela has pressure on. Caden Nichols in support. Out to Nate Ball. And Jake Sensikovich-Gibo collides with Anthony Casson. Call. Looks like this one is in favor of Fountain Hills. Number 10, Finn Hudoba, setting up to kick here. Correction, it looks like he's passing it over to number 19, Hunter Mickaloon. Low kick by Mickaloon. Deflects off of number no, that can't be 5. Correction, that is number 5. Which means that, our keeper here isn't Balzerini then. That must be Shipman in goal then. Number 4, Dylan Shipman actually representing Fountain Hills in the goal. Free kick here. Jake Sensikovich-Gibo. Sends it up to Butterworth's shoulder. Valenzuela's head. And Fountain Hills defense lets that one roll out so they can throw in. Number 9, Sanchez on the throw. He's looking for Collins, McRoy, and Grant Wright in reserve. Back to Collins. Butterworth and Sensikovich-Gibo. Hudson Mcdonald. Jason Butterworth. Sends it forward. J.R. Valenzuela. But defense clears it away. That was number 14, Nate Ball. And it looks like GP is going to throw in here. Hudson Mcdonald has it. Substitution. Edmiston coming on. And JR deflects that out of bounds. Throw in goes over to the Fountain Hills side. Likely number 9 down there, Javier Sanchez. Butterworth deflects it out. Zach Munsinger throws it back to Sanchez to throw in. Sanchez is looking for Munsinger, but finds Wright instead. Wright, Cini, back to Wright. Collins rushing in. Collins passing to Munsinger. Jake Sensakovic-Gibo is there. Fancy footwork. Oh, and he pushes down Sensakovic-Gibo to the ground. All right. Some verbal coaching towards Jake Sensakovic-Gibo. And Silas McRoy clears it out the side. Number 1, Savion Boone of the Fountain Hills Falcons throwing in. Two balls on the field. And we're back in action. Boone. Looking for Hudoba. Almost gets deflected into the goal by one of GP's own players, but Ferris seizes it out of the air. Ferris punts. Ends up with Merrick Collins. Jake Sensakovic-Gibo snaps that one up. Here he goes. Past Collins. Over to the Hudson Mcdonald. Pressure by Cini. Forced out of bounds. Looks like a Griffin's throw in here. Grant Wright coming up to take that one, perhaps. Correction, no throw in. Got a free kick here. Number 4, Jason Butterworth on the kick. Big kick. Sensakovic-Gibo rushing in. Cleared out the back by likely Fountain Hills defense. Could be a corner kick coming up here. Yes, it looks like it. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo moving to the corner. Here's Joe SG. Powerful cross. A little too far. McRoy lets that one roll out. Number 2, Anthony Casson, Fountain Hills. Trying to send it up to Hudoba. Turnover to GP. Throw in by Tyler Page. Page to Sensakovic-Gibo. Hudoba with the pressure. Adam Edmiston. Back to Page. Page fighting it out with Hudoba. All the way back to Ferris. Ferris nonchalantly kicks it from outside of the box. Ends up out of bounds near midfield. Sanchez throwing in for Fountain Hills. McRoy, tall enough to get his head on that one. Pressure there by Munsinger. Hudoba, looking for Munsinger. Edmiston. And Jake Sensakovic-Gibo takes it away. McDonald back to Butterworth. All the way up to Sam Squires. Sam Squires. Impact with number 5. Balzerini. Here's JR. Swift-footed. Valenzuela takes it away. Is there a shot here? turns. And Fountain Hills clears it out to the side. GP throw-in to come. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo here. Looking for an opening. Hudson Mcdonald. Butterworth. Oh, looks like Sanchez just lets it roll out because it was GP touched last. So, goal kick here by Dylan Shipman representing Fountain Hills in the goal. And he finds Cini. Collins. Jake Sensakovic-Gibo rushes in. He's got Page in support. Sensakovic-Gibo chasing that one. McRoy battling it out with Munzinger. Jake SG again. Squires on the wing. Forced out of bounds by number 2, Anthony Casson. GP to throw. Here's Tyler Page. Edmiston. Butterworth. Long pass up to Sam Squires. Sam Squires looking to cut in. Edmiston in reserve. Tips it up. Valenzuela. Kick. Perhaps a high kick call. Nope. Shot on goal. Saved by Shipman. All the way up to Boone. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo bodies Shipman out of the way. Or correction, Boone out of the way. Joe SG. Deflected off number 8, Cini. And ball going the wrong way, straight to Hudson Mcdonald. McDonald trying to outmaneuver Boone. Send it to the center. Balzerini is there. All the way up to Merrick Collins. Number 17, Munzinger. Joe SG, or Jake SG. Munzinger is wide. Pressure there by Page, McRoy, and Sensakovic-Gibo, the younger. Joe Ferris here with his goal kick. Up to Page. Page battling it out with Hudoba. Joe SG, or Jake SG, correction. Edmiston. Squires. Cleared out of bounds. Looks like that throw-in is actually awarded to GP. Here's Tyler Page. Tyler Page up to Adam Edmiston. Butterworth back to correction. Butterworth hangs on to it. Trying to work. Oh, goes down. Call. And a call in favor of Glendale Prep. Jake SG to take the free kick after Butterworth draws a foul. Jake SG. Long kick up to Joe SG, his older brother. JR looking for his breakthrough. Boone has it though. Joe SG. Back to Jake. All the way up. Here's Valenzuela. He's rushing in. The keeper has his mitts on it. That's Dylan Shipman representing the Falcons in the net. Number 19, Hunter McAloon. But Joe Sensakovic-Gibo has it all the way up to Hudson Mcdonald. He's not offsides, but he can't manage to get around Sanchez. Boone has it. Up to Munzinger. McRoy trying to outrun Munzinger. Kicks it out to the side. Boone to throw in for the Falcons. Back to Sanchez. Sanchez, high kick. And no good throw. Throw in goes over to GP. Here's Grant Wright. Hudson Mcdonald. Chips it up. But Sanchez is there. JR. Butterworth with the fancy footwork. Over to Joe SG. All the way out to Tyler Page. Miscommunication there. It rolls out of bounds. Fountain Hills throw in. All the way up to Hudoba. He's got Nate Ball in reserve. Tyler Page. He's got time. Sends it right back to ball, but it's out of bounds. McRoy heads it out. Sam Squires here, handing off to Jake SG. Sensakovic-Givo up to Edmiston. Butterworth duking it out with number 14 ball. And another Page throw-in. And McRoy running against Munzinger. Munzinger kick high over the top. Jake SG taking the goal kick. Looking for Squires. Edmondson picks it up. Butterworth facing off against, looks to be Sini, supported by Ball. Crossed over to Joe SG by accident. Joe SG sends it to Squires. Squires kicks up. Here's JR. He's racing. Cleared out the back. Nope, cleared out the side by Fountain Hills. GP to throw in. Here's Hudson Mcdonald. McDonald looking for Sensakovic-Givo. Kicks out of bounds. Kicked out of bounds by Fountain Hills. Right to throw in. Out of bounds once again. That was knocked out by Sini. Right with the throw. McDonald. Boone trying to break through. Boone sends it down the lines and out of bounds. McRoy. Powerful throw by McRoy. Ends up with Sanchez, who clears it downfield. Page chasing after that one. Page back to Jake Sensakovic-Givo. Sensakovic-Givo to Sensakovic-Givo. Edmiston putting on the pressure. Takes that one away. Here's Joe. Over to Hudson Mcdonald. Looking for JR. Intercepted by Sanchez. Out to Boone. Boone back to Collins. Sends it through to Munzinger. Munzinger all the way back. Intended for Hudoba, likely? Appears to be a flag. Offside play. Jake Sensakovic-Givo. Sends it over to McRoy. McRoy around to right. Munzinger with the pressure. Here's Boone. Munzinger trying to break through. Bodied by Wright. McRoy clears it out. Solid defensive play there. Boone preparing to throw in for the Falcons of Fountain Hills. All the way up, looking for Collins. McRoy heads it. He's got the height advantage. McRoy again. Here's Butterworth with the speed. Butterworth up and over. He's got pressure on by Sini. Sini just elbows him down. Out of bounds. All right. Ref not happy about that one. All right. Page throwing in. Page once again. Merrick Collins rushing in. Jake Sensakovic-Givo. And a header by, I want to say that was number 2, Anthony Casson. All the way back to Balzerini. Merrick Collins Over to Munsinger, but Wright takes it. Wright advances it to McDonald. Pressure by Sini. Joe SG up to Butterworth. Butterworth back to Edmiston. Intercepted by, appears to be Casson. Joe SG. Up to Squires. Ends up out of bounds. Butterworth trying to take it away from Casson. Casson over to Ball. Ball back to Balzerini. JR gets his toe on it. It's out to Sanchez. JR racing. And Wright almost gets his head on that one. McRoy's chasing it down. Jake SG has it. Merrick Collins, McRoy. And an attempt there by Hudoba, wide. Looks like Joe Ferris is going to take his goal kick here. All the way up to Squires. Squires outmaneuvers Casson. Sends it up, looking for Butterworth. Joe SG. Some sort of call here. In favor of GP. Oh, perhaps offsides. And looks like the ref is making them wait. All right. Here's Tyler Page on the ball. Free kick, GP, Griffins. Long shot. Bouncing in the box. McDonald. Looking for Squires. Merrick Collins trying to chase that one down, but here's Page. Jake SG right to the face of Collins, and then Jake SG goes down. And Jake SG manages to draw a foul there. Remains to be seen who will take the shot. And it looks like Jake Sitsakovic-Gibo himself takes it over to Joe. Joe trying to outmaneuver Collins. Bounces it off of Collins. Throws up to McDonald. Sanchez trying to block McDonald. Goal kick. Here it looks like Dylan Shipman will take that kick for Fountain Hills. Shipman. Unsure who that was intended for. It ends up with Hudoba out to the wing. Jake Sensikovic-Gibo tries to pick it off, but Boone is making his way downfield. Boone looking for Mikaloon and Hudoba. Shot on goal. Saved by Ferris. Textbook save. Rolls it up to Squires. Squires chasing that one down. Sends it to, well, he tried to send it to Butterworth. Blocked by perhaps Casson. It's really getting hard to see the far numbers at this point. Joe SG. Joe SG again. Looking for, to the head of Balzerini. Jason Butterworth up to Valenzuela. Valenzuela out to McDonald. But Sanchez is there. And Sanchez allows that one to roll out of bounds, knowing that that throw-in will be in his favor. Sanchez taking his time with the throw-in. Looking for Collins. Joe Sensikovic-Gibo. Casson out to Hudoba. Tyler Page picks that one up. Over to Joe Sensikovic-Gibo. Long pass. He's looking for McDonald. There's two defenders there. Butterworth, pressure on Munsinger. Looking for Boone. Jake Sensikovic-Gibo picks it up. Outmaneuvers Boone. Joe Sensikovic-Gibo bringing the pressure. Boone again. Boone trying to get around Wright. He does. And a shot by Munsinger goes just past Joe Ferris into the goal. The first goal of the game. 35 minutes into regulation time. That was by number 17, Zach Munsinger, a junior. And sets the score 0 Griffins, 1 Falcons. Assist was by Boone. Here's Squires, rushing in, trying to outmaneuver number 14, Nate Ball. Here's Butterworth, going against Balzerini. Ball again. Ball looking for Collins. Collins sends it to Hudoba. Jake Sensikovich-Gibo picks it off and trips over the ball. Long pass, looking for Mikaloon. Back to Collins, but Jake Sensikovich-Gibo takes it away. Impact with number 17, Munsinger. Edmiston to Joe Sensikovich-Gibo. Joe Sensikovich-Gibo looking for Squires. Nate Ball clears it out. Collins. Looks like perhaps Jacob Rendon has substituted in on the defensive wing. Nope, that's number 10. That's Dante Gonzalez for GP. Anyway, here's Boone of Fountain Hills. Boone looking for Collins, chipped out by Sensikovich-Gibo. Butterworth chasing after it, going against Balzerini. Squires looking for it. Hudoba. Jake Sensikovich-Gibo trying to turn this one around. Sends it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez lets it go out of bounds. Substitution here. McRoy coming in. Jake Sensikovich-Gibo going off the field. Beautiful pass to Squires. GP throw in. Dante Gonzalez. Looking for Edmiston, but it's picked off by Casson. Joe Sensikovich-Gibo going against Collins. Trying to outmaneuver Cini. Can't quite get around him. Boone has it now. Tyler Page clears it up. Right to JR. JR sends it back to Adam Edmiston. Casson is there. Cini. Casson again. Casson back to Munsinger. Hudoba rushing in. Ferris grabs it out of the air. Long kick. Intercepted by Ball. Some sort of stoppage in the... There's a whistle on that. Page bounces past Cini. Munsinger, pressure by Hudson Mcdonald. Some pushing. Butterworth trying to pick that one up. Munsinger. Joe Sensikovich-Gibo battling it out with Merrick Collins. Collins up to Hudoba. Hudoba kicks over and into the goal. An unlikely shot on goal. Ending up in another point. for the Fountain Hills Falcons. So that was Hudoba, number 10, Finn Hudoba. He's a senior. And that was with roughly 1 minute left in regulation time in the first half. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo. Battling it out with Casson. Casson to Munsinger. Munsinger to Boone. Grant Wright takes it away. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo. Over to Adam Edmiston. Edmiston to Butterworth. Butterworth, hoping for JR, ends up on the head of Zane Balzerini. Edmiston. Balzerini. Boone tries to pick this one up. Grounds that ball. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo takes it away. McDonald, blunder. Up to Jason Butterworth. All the way out to Sam Squires. Squires looking for Edmiston. Cleared out by Balzerini. Merrick Collins. Ferris right at the edge of the box. Scoops that one up. And 0-0-0 in terms of time on the board. First half has concluded. The score is 0 Griffins, 2 Falcons. The 2 goals from the Falcons were brought by number 17, Zach Munsinger in the 35th minute, and number 10, Finn Hudoba in the 39th minute. At this time, we will go to a commercial. We will be back in about 10 minutes for the second half of the varsity game between Fountain Hills Falcons and the Glendale Prep Griffins.
Hi Griffins, I'm Maddie Foreman and I am on the soccer team here at GP. I'm reaching out to let you all know that you can support my team as well as all of the other athletes at our school by giving your Arizona State tax credit to our school. By giving your tax credit, it helps so many things, such as keep our participation fees low, helps pay for uniforms, sports equipment, and even buses to our away games. So, I encourage you to please give your tax credit to our school. The athletic team thanks you.
Hey, Mr. Navarrete.
Yeah, what's going on?
Did you get that email with the new observation schedule?
Oh yeah, I'll check it out right now.
Okay.
Yes, and I'll get right back to you.
All right, great.
All right.
Sometimes I wish we didn't have to wear masks. They're so itchy and boring. Wait, what's that sound?
Don't worry, I'm here to help. You can get your very own Griffin mask. Just go ask Mr. Garrison and bring $10. Plus, it helps support Glendale Prep.
That's great, but I don't have any money.
That's disappointing.
Wait, I have 2 nickels and a dime. Now, just how to get those dollars.
Ms. Nycallen, that parent communique. I sent it 2 days ago. It's going out today?
Today.
We're going to get it done.
Yes, I'm on it.
I know you have a lot on your plate, but it's important.
Okay, I'll be on that.
I smell popcorn. Do you smell that?
No. Maybe it's your mask?
My mask?
Okay, thank you.
Hello there. I know what you must be thinking. Why does he have all these items? Well, because I'm an avid Griffin fan. This is Griffin Sportsnet, and Mr. Navarrete here, excited to take you away from the action and talk to you a little about something that's on my mind. Students, have you completed your homework? Is there anything you forgot to do? And I don't want you to do it right now because we're about to get back to the action. But remember, do your homework. And keep cheering. Because if I was watching, if I was out there, if I was out there, I mean, refs would say, "Oh, stop the game! Who is this guy?" Autographs.
It sounded like someone's watching a game. Are you watching it?
No, I got a lot to do, so it's not me. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I got a lot going. I got a lot to do, so.
Okay, I'll see if there's someone down here.
Not again.
Here, let me help.
Oh, thanks.
Why don't you get a GP tote bag, just $10 from the front office to hold all your books?
That does sound like a good idea. Thanks again. I finally won't have to worry about dropping my books.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned into the Griffin Sportsnet live broadcast of the Gentlemen's Varsity game between the Falcons of Fountain Hills and the Griffins of Glendale Prep. At halftime, the score stands at 0 Griffins, 2 Falcons. And as the halftime clock rolls down, the teams are returning to the pitch. Fountain Hills will now be playing the north side of the pitch, while GP moves south.
Alrighty, Griffin fans, as we start the second half, let's get on our feet and make some noise for your Glendale Prep Griffins.
Woo! And here's Butterworth to start off play. Boone rushes in. And Boone bodied out of the way by McRoy. Looks like that could be Grant Wright who sent it forward. Could be Sini. Once again, it's getting quite dark out here, so with my poor vision, I'm going to have some trouble making out the numbers. I'll do my best, though. Here's Jake SG fighting it out with someone. Ooh, and he gets completely knocked down from the back. And Jay Butterworth kicks. He's looking for number 15, Mr. Caden Nichols. But number 2, Casson, sends it back downfield. Here's Butterworth at the center. Casson. Page outruns that ball. Casson again. Casson over to Collins. Boone to Hudoba. Hudoba attempts, deflected off GP defenders. Hudoba now trying to outrun number 3, Hudson Mcdonald. Looks like some sort of foul called against Fountain Hills. Ferris coming out of the box to take a free kick for GP. Hudson Mcdonald trying to outrun Ferris. Got his mitts on it. Good save. I'm trying to spot the person who attempted that there. I'm guessing that's probably Munsinger out on the wing. Yeah, that appears to be number 17, Zach Munsinger. Sini. Over to Collins. Collins to Munsinger. Munsinger can't hunt that one down before it rolls out of bounds. It looks like Grant Wright will throw in for GP. Looks like some substitutions happening on the Falcons side. Hudson Mcdonald. Kick. Looking for Caden Nichols. Headed out by, well, I'm going to guess that's Balzerini, one of the defenders for Fountain Hills. Attempt by Casson. Casson trying to fight his way through a wall of GP defenders. Grant Wright takes it out to the edge. Looking for McDonald. Munsinger. Trying to outrun Jake SG. Long attempt, saved by Joe Ferris, keeper for the Griffin side. High kick to Butterworth. Butterworth trying to ground that one. Gets taken away. Oh, call. Handball. In favor of GP. Jake Sensikovich-Gibo, or perhaps, who's our red-cleated man? Mr. Tyler Page. Page. Up to right. Right. Jake Sensikovich-Gibo. Over to Hudson Mcdonald. Back to right. Long attempt. Cleared out by Falcons defense. Collins to Boone. Boone thwarted by Silas McRoy. Support by Butterworth. There's Munsinger. Very long cross. Squires rushing in to stop it. Squires accurate pass to Butterworth. Butterworth sends it up to McDonald. McDonald back to right. Over to Jake Sensikovich-Gibo at center. Hudson Mcdonald making his way down the field. Here comes Caden Nichols. We got J.R. Valenzuela. Cleared out by Falcons defense. McDonald. Over to Jake Sensikovich-Gibo. Attempted give and go. Back to McDonald. Thwarted. Up to Munsinger. Munsinger has options. He's got time. But knocked out of the air by Tyler Page. Knocked out by what appears to be Sanchez. Wright throwing in for GP at midfield. Off the toe of McDonald. Back to Sanchez. Casson. Intercepted by McRoy. McRoy looking for Valenzuela. Back to Munsinger. Here's Boone. Thwarted by Silas McRoy. McRoy sends it over to Squires. Squires is wide open, but there's pressure. There's number 14, Nate Ball. Off the head of Boone. Boone again. Boone to the center. Squires picks up that ball. And Collins. Collins trying to make his way into the box. Attempt deflected off a GP toe. Rolls out of bounds. Falcons throw in. And I want to say that's Munsinger. I really can't see. It's someone. That's Boone, though. Boone switches. Looking for options. Long throw. Really long throw. Ferris rushes in, picks it up. Good keeping. And looks like Sini got that one. But here's Butterworth. He's got Nichols ahead of him. Nichols. Attempted give and go to Butterworth. Thwarted by Balzerini. And some sort of call on that play. Huge defensive effort there by... Who is that? Adam Edmiston? Yes, I see the yellow cleats. That's Adam Edmiston. He sacrificed himself to deflect that ball away from the feet of, I want to say that's probably number 19, Mikaloon. Well, he's back up on his feet. And GP will pick up a free kick off that one. Here's Tyler Page. All right. looking for Nichols. Balzerini was there. Casson had it, loses it. Nichols, Valenzuela, Jake Sensikovic-Gibo sends it forward. Here's JR. Gets his head on it. It's bouncing. And Fountain Hills manages to keep it in bounds and sends it back downfield. Here's Grant Wright, supported by number 11, Silas McRoy. Flag. Some sort of call, unknown whether it's offsides or handball. In any case, Grant Wright will take the free kick for GP. Ends up with Munsinger. Merrick Collins moving through the middle. Back out to Mickaloon. Edmiston in at Mickaloon. Mickaloon chasing it. Attempt right into the hands of Ferris. Another save for sophomore Joe Ferris. Ferris punts it. He's looking for JR. He finds JR's head. Hudson Mcdonald. Right. Boone. Boone looking for Jake Sensikovic-Gibo, outmaneuvers, looking for a pass, gets bodied off the ball, call. And that'll actually be in favor of Fountain Hills. Foul called. And it looks like, I want to say that's Munsinger stacking up to take the free kick for the Falcons. Wow, huge kick. Right into the hands of, not right into the hands of Ferris, and Ferris jumps to the ground and seizes that ball, snatching it from the jaws of defeat. Good save. Looking for Squires. Mickaloon's head gets in the way. McRoy to Sensikovic-Gibo. Sensikovic-Gibo to JR. Oh, off the hand of Sensikovic-Gibo. All right, got another Munsinger kick here. This guy has a leg, so nearly put the last free kick from around the same distance in the net, except for the efforts of Joe Ferris, who was called upon once again. What did I miss? I can't see. I don't think there was a goal, but there is some stoppage in play. I believe someone fouled in the box, and there will be a penalty kick awarded to Fountain Hills. Now they merely have to choose, well, maybe not a penalty kick. It's unclear what's going on out here. Still waiting to see. The ball hasn't moved. Officials are making their way. The referees. All right. It was actually in favor of GP. All right. That comes as a relief to the Griffins fans. Tyler Page will take the kick. So, foul called against Fountain Hills. GP to free kick. Page on the ball. And a whole scrum of players in the middle. Jake Sensikovic-Gibo over to Hudson Mcdonald. McDonald looking for JR, but sends it to Javier Sanchez. JR takes it away, though. Butterworth looking for McDonald. Butterworth again. Finds McDonald. Into the face of Sanchez. Handball. All right, free kick. Griffins. Butterworth advancing. Grant Wright taking the boot. Long, low pass. It's rolling. Keeper scoops that one up. Representing the Falcons in the goal tonight is number 4, Dylan Shipman. If I'm reading my roster correctly, he's a senior. Number 2, Casson. Over to number 6. It looks like Josh Ball has been substituted in on the Falcons side. Looks like that was number 6, Josh Ball. Some substitutions on the GP side. Adam Edmondson going out. Joe Sensikovich-Givo coming in. And that was number 14. Nate Ball. Ends up all the way on the other side of the field. Hudson Mcdonald trying to hunt it down, but it rolls out. Fountain Hills throw in. I think that was perhaps Sanchez on the throw. I really can't see in this failing light. No, that was Munsinger. Over to the center. It's Merrick Collins. Jake Sensikovich-Gibo with pressure. And bounced off the face and then hand of someone. Probably, I think that's Cini. Yep, that's Nate Cini. Nico Cini. Out of bounds once again. Throw-ins by Sanchez, finds the head of Boone. Boone has truly had his head in the game the whole time. A lot of headers. Nichols racing that ball down. Interesting decision here by Fountain Hills. Kicks it back to their keeper. Pressure by JR, but he doesn't manage to knock it out of the air. McDonald trying to outrun Munsinger. Munsinger off the face of Wright, or hopefully not his face, but off of Wright. Silas McRory trying to clear it out. Collins. Here's Boone on the wing. Forced out of bounds by McRoy. Boone throwing. He has an arm. Look at that throw. Looks like Page headed it out. Munsinger in reserve. Big kick. Absolutely huge. Over, up, and over. Too much power on that one. It looks like most of Fountain Hills fighting forces here are actually juniors. They have a healthy amount of seniors, but a lot of the main players here like Munsinger and Boone, Casson, Balzerini, Sanchez, Collins, all juniors. They've certainly put on an impressive show tonight. GP only fielding a few juniors. Actually, that's not true at all. It's our girls team that doesn't have too many juniors, but the core, besides our one senior, J.R. Valenzuela, who is actually our scoring leader as well. He's got 8 goals this season. He's tied up with Caden Nichols, freshman, also got 8 goals. But the core leadership of the GP team surrounds a strong junior core as well. All right, back to the play. Jake Sensikovich-Gibo and Butterworth. Here's Butterworth trying to get around Balzerini. Jake Sensikovich-Gibo takes it away. Through pass. Nichols going at it. Nichols shot on goal. Oh, and it's deflected over by the keeper, but it's bouncing. It's not over. Some sort of call in favor of Fountain Hills. Too much contact in the box, likely. Unbelievable. What an exciting play. That was Caden Nichols with a beautiful attempt. Thwarted by Dylan Shipman of the Fountain Hills side. Like I said, Nichols is tied for scoring leader. He's a freshman. closely followed by Jason Butterworth. He's got 7 goals this season. And we can't forget Squires. Squires picked up a few goals, but Sam Squires is the assist leader. He's made 8 passes that culminated in a goal. McRoy against Boone. Boone trying to break through. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo in reserve. Boone forces it out. I think that will be a GP throw-in. All right, we got Joe SG. Well, no, correction. All right, Adam Edmiston moving back in. He's substituting for Joe Sensakovic-Gibo, both juniors. Adam Edmiston. Long throw, looking for Nichols. Ends up off the head of number 2. Number 2 being, of course, Anthony Casson. JR working his way down the field. Unbelievable pressure from JR. Look at him on his feet. Number 19, Micaloon, clears it out. Cini trying to advance it up to Munsinger. Munsinger shot! And it bounces into the goal. Unbelievable. I think that was Munsinger. I want to believe that was Munsinger. I really can't see. Let's see if he runs around here for a victory lap. I believe that was Munsinger. Let's try and get an eyeball on this guy. Okay. Was it number 17? Yeah, I'm fairly certain at this point. Yes, that was once again Munsinger. His second goal of the game. We're roughly 20 minutes deep. More like 19, actually, in the second half. And that's the third goal for Fountain Hills. The score is now standing at 0 Griffins, 3 Fountain Hills. GP still putting on the pressure. Valenzuela racing in. Shipman comes to grab it. Big kick by Shipman. Wow. He's looking for Hudoba, but Edmiston heads it. Hudoba over to Micaloon. Micaloon keeps it in bounds. He's being screened by Butterworth and Edmiston. Hudoba. Hudoba. He can't find an opening. Cleared out of the box by Page. Up to Nichols. Nichols forced out of bounds. That was defense by Nate Ball, number 14. Edmiston, throw in, GP. Deflected by Cini. Boone has it. Boone over to Micaloon. Micaloon, long high cross, looking for Munsinger, but I think that, nope, Munsinger keeps it in bounds. Oh, Sensakovic-Gibo goes to ground, and it's a clean tackle. Throw in by GP to come. Here's Wright. Sanchez, long shot right into the hands of Ferris. Another great save by Joe Ferris, sophomore Joe Ferris. High kick, looking for Butterworth. Butterworth off the leg, up to Nichols. Here comes Nichols. Nichols has the speed. He has the intensity. He's breaking through. JR in reserve. It's Valenzuela. Valenzuela shoots. Picked up by the keeper. Long throw. Silas McRoy rushing to pick that one up. Out of bounds. Correction, not out of bounds, but GP throw in here. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo trying to cover Cini. Cini sends a long pass. Unknown recipient, maybe Micaloon, ends up out of bounds. Edmiston to throw in. Squires, long kick off the head of Sanchez. Nichols, off the head of Nichols. Nichols breaking through. Doesn't quite get the pass he wants. Sent out of bounds by Fountain Hills. Edmiston keeps the tempo up. Squires off the foot. Senjakovic-Gibo's there. Nice footwork. Long shot. Oh, and the keeper grabs that one. Good pressure by Valenzuela. McRoy trying to stop the forward movement here. It rolls out of bounds. Boone and Munsinger on the wing. All right, Savion Boone here throwing in. Also a junior on the Fountain Hill side with a very powerful arm. And what did we just see a bicycle kick perhaps? Not sure if there is a regulation against bicycle kicks and other such things as a high kick, but in any case, rolls out of bounds. Ferris, goal kick. Oh, call. Stop. Some sort of stoppage. What's going on? Maybe got some substitutions. And it looks like Nichols has exited the field. Perhaps replaced by, I think maybe Jake SG. I'm not sure. Crossed at center. Textbook save by Ferris. Snatched out of the air. One of many good saves Ferris has made out of the air tonight. Jake SG going against, I think, Cini. Yeah, Nico Cini. Merrick Collins at center. Sending it up, hoping for Munsinger. Munsinger can't quite round that one up before it rolls out of bounds. And I want to say that's Hudson Mcdonald, but I really can't see right now. Joseph Butterworth. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo. Here's J.R. Valenzuela. He's got the legs. It's J.R. Valenzuela. Senior J.R. Valenzuela making his way down into the box. Can't pull off a shot. Butterworth. Second opportunity. Shores! Goal! And that was Butterworth, junior Jason Butterworth, number 4, with an immaculate shot to the back of the goal, ending the shutout in the 15 minutes left on the clock. 25 minutes into the second half here. Beautiful. And ladies and gentlemen, that puts the score 1 up on the board for the Glendale Prep Gentlemen Griffins, 3 for the Falcons of Fountain Hills. Play resumes. Collins looking for Hunter Mickaloon, and he finds him. Mickaloon back to Hudoba. Collins again. Fountain Hills with the pressure. Running into a cluster of GP defense. Low kick. Deflected up. JR fighting for the ball here. Hudson Mcdonald on the wing. Fountain Hills to throw in. We've got Munsinger here. Up to Boone. Back to probably Cini. And deflected out of bounds. Javier Sanchez throwing in for Fountain Hills. And another Fountain Hills throw-in. Up to Boone. He's covered by Wright. Jake Sensakovic-Gibo takes it away. Back to Munsinger. Back to Collins. Cleared out by Page. JR rushes in. Oh! A little bit of a collision there with Balzerini. JR still hunting that one down. Fountain Hills defense tries to clear it. Wright pops it back up. Good stop by Silas McRoy. McRoy. Up to McDonald. Jake Sensakovic-Gibo. Long shot. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo rushing out. The keeper's out of the box. Clears it out with his foot. He sends it up to Hunter Mickaloon. who will have to vie against Jacob Rendon, sophomore number 13, Jacob Rendon. McAloon to throw in. And some elbowing there between 13 and 10. Hudobah versus Rendon. Page getting some pressure from Collins. Edmiston to throw in for GP. Long throw. Looking for Joe Sensakovic-Gibo. This gets passed back to Ball. Out of bounds. Blundered pass to McAloon. And 2 men on. And it looks like, who is that? McAloon might be down. He's back on his feet. And JR rushing in. Sanchez trying to clear it out. Grant Wright sends it back. Big, long kick, too much power, out of bounds. That was Munsinger, Zach Munsinger. All right, here's Joe Ferris. Over to Adam Edmiston. Ferris again. Pressure from Boone. Boone heads it. And save. Big save by Ferris. There appears to be a bat fluttering over the field right now. That's kind of interesting. Anyway, back to the play. Butterworth fighting it out with number 2. Number 2, that's Anthony Casson. Called in favor of Fountain Hills. They'll take a free kick. They're putting Golden Legs Munsinger on this one. Well, it could be Hunter McAloon, actually. Let me make sure I'm getting his name right. Yeah, Hunter. All right, McAloon here. Taking the shot. Fountain Hills. Big kick. I think too much power, but I could be wrong. Yep, that's up and over. All right, Ferris with another goal kick. And Merrick Collins intercepts that one with his chest. Boone attempt. Cleared out by Tyler Page. McDonald now on the right wing. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo putting pressure. Ends up with Squires. And Joe Sensakovic-Gibo did not get the pass he was hoping for there. Squires fighting a physical matchup here. Merrick Collins has it. Ends up with Edmiston. Edmiston sends it through the legs. Collins sends it back to Boone. Merrick Collins once again looking for an opening. Edmiston clears it out. Munsinger fighting Joe Sensakovic-Gibo. Big kick up and over. And it bounces. Oh, we're never seeing that ball again. But Butterworth at the center. Thwarted by, I want to say Cini. Boone at the box. Forced out by GP defense. Squires. It is Squires. He's got time. Long tap. Not offside. JR! JR! Oh, and an attempt, but it is wide. Beautiful play by the Griffins there. Unfortunately, did not result in a goal. All right, here's Dylan Shipman, keeper for the Fountain Hills Falcons. Big kick. Ends up with Hudobah. Silas McRoy gets his head on it. Sends it back up. Straight into Merrick Collins. Jake Sensakovic-Gibo picks it up. And Joe Sensakovic-Gibo and JR. Here they come. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo. Shot on goal. Saved. Dylan Shipman with the save. And a high punt. Dropping down. No one gets it. Page heads it over to right. Squires looking for it, but it gets forced out of bounds. Well, no, not quite. And Boone in the danger zone, supported by Casson. Squires on the wing, forced out of bounds. Fountain Hills throw-in. Nope, correction. GP throw-in. Nope. What is going on? I think Fountain Hills throw-in. Once we, yeah, all right, who's this? Munsinger on the throw. Not really sure what happened there. Nope, Squires will throw in for GP. No, he gives it to Wright. Grant Wright. Throws it up to Squires. Squires, big kick. And Joe Sensakovich-Gibo and J.R. Valenzuela rushing in. Oh, a huge collision. Oh, and a push. Flagrant push after that play. Here comes the ref. Could be a booking. No, nothing yet. And it looks like that gets given to Fountain Hills. Interesting. All right. Munsinger on the kick. Long kick. Very long kick. Brought down by Page. Hudson Mcdonald. Up to Butterworth. Butterworth. Joe S.G. Perfect, immaculate pass. Here's Sensakovich-Gibo. Trying to outrun ball. Shot on goal. Saved. Shipman has had to endure several on-target attempts by Joe Sensakovich-Gibo, who has not let his intensity diminish in the last 10 minutes of regulation time here. Long throw, sent out of bounds by Nate Ball. Adam Edmiston here, gonna throw again. GP moving their way down the field, looking for Sensakovich-Gibo. Here he is! It's Sensakovich-Gibo, shot on goal, and just barely snagged by the keeper, Shipman. That's 3 in a row. About 6.5 minutes of regulation time left. GP desperately hoping to equalize the score and force the game into overtime. Ferris runs out of the box, kicks it. Sends it right up to Jake Sensakovich-Gibo. Looking for Squires. Out of bounds. Looks to be a GP throw-in coming in. Squires. Intercepted by... I actually can't see who that is. I want to say that's Cini, but I really don't know. Any case, someone on the wing has it. He's making a charge in. Hunter McAloon off the top bar. Now, that was the second top bar, so that is considered out of bounds. That second top bar is an unnecessary accoutrement of the field goal, so it's not part of the regulation soccer goal, so that ball is ruled up and over, out of bounds, despite the bounce back. And it looks like it went off a GP player, though, because setting up for a corner kick here. Looks like Hudoba is heading to the corner. Fountain Hills corner kick here. Hudoba. Cross across the goal. Boone tries to head it in. Boone still has it. Out to the edge. Munsinger. Munsinger shot. Saved. Excellent save. Grace under pressure by Joe Ferris. Looking for McDonald. Ends up with Jake Sensakovich-Gibo. Back to McDonald. McDonald down the line. Intercepted by Ball. Joe Sensakovich-Gibo with the pressure. McDonald. Sensakovich-Gibo. Sensakovich-Gibo, the elder. Here he goes. Over to the center. Perfect pass. Nearly perfect pass. J.R. Valenzuela scores! And it's J.R. Valenzuela. Senior J.R. Valenzuela. And that is his first goal of this game in the last 4 minutes. Turning out to be a real nail-biter here, folks. GP only 1 goal away from equalizing, and with this level of intensity, it's totally possible. The senior, J.R. Valenzuela, number 12. Play resumes. 4 minutes on the clock. Score standing at 2 Griffins, 3 Fountain Hills. Fountain Hills making their way down the field. Cross to center. Saved. Joe Ferris. Joe Ferris. One after another save. Both keepers here putting up excellent games in terms of the pressure they faced. Looks like Boone might throw in. Yep. Boone got a short throw for him, and I don't think the line judge liked that one. Goes over to Edmiston. Edmiston with the pressure. Up to Sensakovic-Gibo. Intercepted by Ball. Page. Page has time. He sends it out to Wright. Wright has a lot of space here. Up to Squires. Good pass. Jake Sensakovic-Gibo facing pressure. Gets knocked down. Back to Squires. Squires to Sensakovic-Gibo. Looking for JR, but it's taken by Balzerini. Jake Sensakovic-Gibo. Here's JR. He's got his head on it. Oh, call on the play. What is the call here? Oh, a yellow card comes out. And J.R. Valenzuela booked with a yellow card for that play. I couldn't tell you the exact particulars of why the ref chose to book him. But in any case, the yellow card has emerged. And Dylan Shipman, keeper for the Falcons, kicking now. JR has to head to the bench, and he will be replaced, it looks like, with Caden Nichols. Clock stopped at 2 minutes, 59 seconds. Play to resume shortly. Munsinger to take the kick for Fountain Hills. Good header by Page. Butterworth fighting his way down the field. Beautiful footwork. He goes up, thwarted by Ball. Sensakovic-Gibo's there. Chest, around, kicked out of bounds. Edmiston running up to take that pass. GP can't afford to lose a single second here. McDonald. And Shipman runs out to snatch that one. Shipman taking his time here. High kick. Looks like it was intended for Mickaloon. Oh, Squires getting into a bit of physical contact. Long cross. Page clears it out to the side. Wright hunts it down before it goes out of bounds. Over to Jake Sensakovic-Gibo. Little bit of a bungle. Wright has to send it back to the keeper, Ferris. Ferris clears it back to Wright. Wright to Jake Sensakovic-Gibo. He has time. Back to Wright. Down the line. Ends up out of bounds. Fountain Hills throw in. What's going on here? All right, he hands it back to, that could be any number of people in this light. And it looks like that will be turned over to GP for a GP throw-in. 1 minute, 20 seconds left on the clock. Score is 2 GP, 3 Fountain Hills. Anything can happen. And that ball got donated to the horses. All right, Wright throws. Big kick downfield. Oh, Ferris is running. Grabs it. Ferris has his hands on it. Pressure by Boone. Long kick to Butterworth. No one gets it. Butterworth heads it forward. Beautiful header forward. No, that's not Balzerini. That is Sanchez. There's Mickaloon. Hudson Mcdonald has it. And there he goes. It's Sensakovic-Gibo. Joe Sensakovic-Gibo. And corner kick for GP. We have 30 seconds on the clock. GP has 30 seconds to even this score out, or it'll be game over here. Sensakovic-Gibo at the corner. Everything depends on this. Here he is again, Joe SG. Kicked out. 12 seconds on the clock. Corner kick, Joe SG. Can he make it? Squires kicks. And it goes wide in the last seconds of the game. And that's full time. At the end of regulation time, the score stands at 2 Griffins, 3 Falcons of Fountain Hills. Wow. Now that was an outstanding game. Some of the best football I've seen, some association football that is, best soccer I've seen played on the pitch here at Glendale Prep. Wow. Outstanding effort and intensity from both sides. I only wish I had Miss Rager here to commentate on the game with me. So, I was going to be by myself. I think player of the game on the Fountain Hill side, some really strong contenders, but I think Munsinger, number 17, junior Zach Munsinger, I think I was most impressed by his scoring effort, or by his efforts in general. Played all over the field, and he scored 35 minutes into the first and 19 minutes into the second, so he picked up 2 goals tonight. The third goal on the Fountain Hill side was from Finn Hudoba, number 10. Also a good night for him. On the GP side, I think there's only 2 options here, both equally good. We've got to give it to Joe Sensikovich-Gibo and J.R. Valenzuela for the level of offensive intensity. But of course, we also can't forget how essential Tyler Page, Silas McElroy, or sorry, is it McRoy or Yeah, McRoy, not McElroy. Thank goodness. I haven't been saying that wrong the whole time. Stellar defensive performance from GP. Joe Ferris picked up so many saves tonight. And of course, we can't forget there were 2 goals tonight. Jason Butterworth scored the first one on a beautiful kick. And J.R. Valenzuela, senior J.R. Valenzuela, got the second one. So, that's what I think. Remains to be seen what the coaches actually put in for player of the game on their side. In any case, thank you for tuning in tonight to our varsity girls and boys games against Fountain Hills. These were the last home games of soccer for the season. However, there will be a play-in for the girls on Saturday, likely. So tune back into the Griffin Sportsnet at that time. And as always, remember to like, share, subscribe, and have a good night, everyone.
Hi Griffins, I'm Maddie Foreman and I am on the soccer team here at GP. I'm reaching out to let you all know that you can support my team as well as all of the other athletes at our school by giving your Arizona State tax credit to our school. By giving your tax credit, it helps so many things, such as keep our participation fees low, helps pay for uniforms, sports equipment, and even buses to our away games. So, I encourage you to please give your tax credit to our school. The athletic team thanks you.